Oh, right into him. Let's go. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Today, it's the 6th race of season number 2. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. Last time out, we were in the Dutch Grand Prix, and it was a fantastic event for our race team. If you missed that episode, I'll put a link to that up above in the right-hand corner of your screen. Highly recommend you go back and give that one a watch before you watch today's episode. Now, we focus on Spain. In Season 1, we had a very challenging time in this race. We had gearbox issues, we had engine issues, all kinds of problems. But Season 2, obviously a much different animal altogether for us, as now we have a win under our belt, and our teammate Charles Leclerc has a win under his belt, as we went 1-2 last time out in Zandvoort. So we got momentum on our side. Spain, a great racetrack. I really do like it there, and I think it suits our car well, just like the Dutch Grand Prix did. I think it's well suited for our little race car. So I've got high hopes heading into this weekend, but we've spent some money, so let's take a look at what we've put our money into before we get ready for the race weekend. So I put $5 million into upgrading quality control for aerodynamics. You see the second tier blinking there in the top left-hand side. So we'll have a level 2 quality control there to match the level 2 quality control on chassis and powertrain as well. Just keeping things balanced, as we're Spec 2 across the board, across all of our facilities. But increasing our quality control, very important. We need to get back to developing aerodynamics with high downforce tracks in our future. It's going to be important to get those going. Remember, we've got the major rear downforce upgrade in the works. Should be ready in time for next episode's race at Monaco. I would love to get the matching front downforce major upgrade in the works this weekend as well. Just need a few more resource points, and we'll get those when we get out to the track for the practice programs. But that's where we put $5 million. But we've also spiced up the car, as you saw in the home screen just a little bit. Changed up the livery, so let's take a look at it. Now, here's the new livery. More focus on the black accent there, going all the way down the front nose of the car, if you will, and really a clean look. Again, the white with the highlighter yellow being the main colors, but that black accent piece going over the engine cover I think is really nice. A little bit of that highlighter yellow on the rear wing as well. But just changing things up. Got a couple of different liveries here to work with. I've been playing around with them. This one looks pretty clean. I do like it quite a bit. Season 2 of the Podium Pass is now live in F1 2020 as well. So there's plenty of new liveries to get going here as I work through the Podium Pass. And as we unlock some of them, there's a couple I already got my eye on that we'll probably be leveraging down the road. But for now, this will be the new livery that we use. I really like the front of it. I really, really like that. But the lines down the body itself, I think, are very, very cool. So there we go. New livery. Let's hope we continue the good runs. If not, we're going back to the old one. Only have 2 days to use, so I picked a sponsor event fundraiser that'll help the team acclaim out a little bit. Cost us a little bit of money, but no big deal. But that's it. Really a short break in between Grand Prix. So we'll roll time forward here. Get that done. Get our 300 team acclaim.
Without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
What parts? We had parts? Let me go see what parts we got. I have no idea what parts Carl was talking about, because we only have one thing in R&D going, and that's the rear major downforce. That won't be ready until Monaco if it passes. So I have no idea what new parts he was talking about. Perhaps a factory upgrade, maybe an engine thing from Honda. No clue. I'll try and figure it out, and if I do, I'll let you know. But for now, we'll head off to the racetrack to Catalunya, get the practice programs done, get our setup dialed in, and see how we get on for the Spanish Grand Prix. We'll see you in the paddock. Welcome to the paddock here in Catalunya. Going to be a bright, sunshiny day for the Spanish Grand Prix. Outstanding stuff. You love to see that. Let's take a look at our rivalry with Albon, the performance index, and, of course, the standings. Last race of our rivalry with Alexander Albon. We just need to outscore him by 1 point, pretty much to get to 30 to lock it up. But I think we're going to be in good shape no matter what. I think we'll have this thing in the bag. So that'll be good. We'll get some acclaim out of it, but nothing's guaranteed today. We'll get to that in just a sec, but for now, a comfortable margin over Albon. Looking at the performance index, we come into today's race as the 4th best car on the grid. McLaren with a big jump up to basically equalize with Ferrari, so those two cars pretty much spot on. We're a little bit down from them, but right in contention with Racing Point and Red Bull. A little bit of a gap down to Renault. Alfa Romeo seems to be on the move along with AlphaTauri. Haas is on the way up. Williams trying to do the best they can, but that midfield fight pretty close. I mean, from McLaren, Ferrari down to the Alfa Romeo AlphaTauri pairing, not that big of a gap. So we're all sort of right there. Fun to watch these upgrades. We haven't upgraded for a little while, but we got enough resource points to put a second major aerodynamic upgrade in the hopper for the front end. We put a rush on it to try and get it in before Monaco. So if we can get both of these major aero upgrades in for Monaco, I'm going to be feeling really good about Monaco. And then the point standings. We come into today's race second in the driver standings. Charles up to fourth, using his win last time out to power him up to fourth. And on the constructors side, yeah, we're sitting, 32 points behind Mercedes there, but a nice, healthy margin between us, McLaren, and Ferrari. McLaren and Ferrari, both better than us on the performance index, so you know they're going to be chomping at our heels sooner rather than later. And constructors' points are going to be a struggle, I think, to come by today. Maybe not so much for Charles, but it will be for me. For more on that, we'll throw it over to Crofty for the pre-race and grid rundown.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Let's talk about Davidson. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Lando Norris, and Gasly, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Albon, and Lance Stroll, Vettel, Giovinazzi, Sergio Perez, and Ocon, Kvyat, Magnussen, George Russell, and Davidson, Latifi, Grosjean, De Vries, and Nobuharu Matsushita. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Welcome to the grid here for the Spanish Grand Prix, and as you saw, we are starting last. Well, I qualified 18th, legitimately qualified 18th. I forgot that the Spanish Grand Prix is one of the few races where the AI are so completely unbalanced and overpowered. I forgot to accommodate for that, and so, yeah, today's going to be a struggle for us. That was the best that I could do, and it was a damn near perfect lap for me in Q1, and I was about a 10th off from making it into Q2. So I just decided, since we're in the back anyways, might as well take a whole new row of components, just start dead last, doesn't really matter at this point, and open up a new column of components for us. So 192 grid place penalty, but really, in essence, just 4 places for us. So Charles qualified 4th, but he was 6/10 off of Bottas. So, yeah, I don't understand, and that's really something that I want Codemasters to clean up for next year's game, is the absolutely ridiculous inconsistency in the AI's performance from track to track. How do we go from the Dutch Grand Prix last time out where we run 1-2 very convincingly, and then all of a sudden we show up as the 4th best car on the grid, and I'm 18th in pace, and Charles is 6/10 off the pole. Doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. We'll battle through it and see what we can pull out of this race. Coming from the back, our options are basically wide open, but fresh engine parts, so at least we got that. Race strategy-wise, we can do a 1-stopper, mediums to hards rather, or do a 2-stop, softs, mediums, To me, I think the mediums to hards is the way to go. We're going to have to be aggressive. The car was really good on soft tires, but I'm going to play around with the strategy a little bit, see if I can find something in between maybe that gets us some more time. But coming from the back, we just got to go, and that's all there is to it. Spend more time on the track and hope for the best. But I'll crunch the numbers here for a couple minutes, and we'll see where we end up. Well, it looks like this is going to be the play. The one stop, mediums to hards, 15 laps, hards to the end. Let's get it. All right, here we go from the back of the grid in the Spanish Grand Prix. 33 laps. Let's do this. Those lights went out really fast. Really, I was not ready for them to go out that quickly, but that's okay. We just got to pick our way through the field here. Getting real aggressive with these guys right off the bat. Hey, it's our old teammate. What's up, Nick?
Great first lap. Keep it up.
The lap's not over yet, Jeff. All right. The car is pacey. Like, it's really comfortable. I really like the setup. It's just we were slow in qualified, but I think in race trim we're going to be fine. Just got to make these laps count. Everybody's on the mediums. But, I mean, we're up to 17th in one lap, so that's a pretty good start in my book. Pretty good. Once we get DRS, we're going to be in good shape. We can start picking these guys off, I think. But we're going to be in a bit of a DRS train, so we got to be mindful of that too. Just got to use this battery really smart. Take advantage of where this car is really good. And I feel like it's pretty well balanced. And it gets down the straightaways really nicely, so all in all, it performs well. It's just, again, the AI are just so strong at this track for whatever reason. Just got to keep tabs on Russell here and keep Magnussen off of us. That's all we can really do. And not get out of shape in that corner. I remember almost wrecking there in Season 1. It's a very easy corner to lose it. I don't know how I didn't just eat shit and die right there. That was a big save. All right, we recovered okay from that. The rest of the lap was fine, but yeah, it's just, it's very, very tough. You can see early on, it's really hard to make up any ground on these guys. They're just so strong. When you look at the pace that we had in Zandvoort, it's just non-existent here. It just drives me crazy. There's a couple of tracks that are like this where the AI are just really, really strong. But it is what it is. We're going to have to earn what we get today. I'm okay with that.
Charles is in for his stop.
All right. So people on soft tires are starting to make their pit stops. Almost all of the top runners there. That moves us up into 11th. We're about halfway through our run here on these mediums. Really need Russell to get aggressive here on Kvyat. Make this pass happen. He's got DRS on him, but he's just not close enough to make the pass. I might have to force it myself if Georgie isn't going to do it. All the while, Magnussen's just been hanging back on me. Oh, big lock up from George. He's feeling the pressure now. We're going to have to dispatch of him here. Might be close enough to do it on the front stretch.
Okay, battery's looking good. You can use overtake to get past.
Come on, baby. Wow, we don't have it. We don't have that dominant straight line speed that we had like in China or last time out in the Dutch Grand Prix. We just don't have that dominant straight line speed. That's disappointing. Trying to find a way past George. Find myself out in the gravel as make that mistake. Really searching around to try and find some room around him. Just can't find it. And we're losing a lot of time being stuck behind him too. That's the unfortunate part. I really need to get past him before pit stops because it's just costing me a lot of time sitting behind him. But I can't find a way around him. Car's just not good enough. We're just locked in as a group here. Kvyat, Russell, me, and Magnussen. That's just what we got. And it's not Kvyat that's slowing Russell down. Russell's just not as quick, and I keep catching him in the worst places. Here we go. This is the closest we've been to him yet. Everything I got right here. Still not enough. We just don't have it. I really tried to make something happen on him there, and he wasn't having it. Nor should he. There we go. I was about to jump in the pits myself, but if they're going to pit, that's fine. That's fine. Save me the trouble. All right, here we go. That's about as good as an in-lap as I'm going to give him. Although I kind of lost sight of where the pit road speed line was, but that's okay. We got him pretty decent. Come on, boys. Give me a good stop here.
Go, go, go. You'll be
2-4. Not bad. Not bad.
Strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
Yeah. Out right behind him. Their undercut helped them a little bit, but not a whole lot. Mid-race update here.
P17 now. We have P17. Russell is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh hards. Magnussen behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh hards. Look after these tires now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 17 laps to go.
There you go. Well, I hope Charles is having a great race because we're not getting a damn point today. I'll tell you that right now. This is so disappointing, man. Frustrated. Really frustrated. Codemasters has to address this for next year's game. Because I remember it being a thing in last year's game. And I love the new game mode. I love, all the stuff that they've changed or created for this. But they've got to fix the AI inconsistency. It's ridiculous. I should not be out here running 17th. The fourth best car on the grid after running 1-2 in the Dutch Grand Prix. Like, this should not be the case.
Gap to teammate ahead is 21.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third. The time last lap was a 1 minute 18.8.
Well, that's the status on Charles. I was curious how he was doing. So it sounds like he's in third. Still with one more pit stop to make. No, he's not. He's out of the pits. He's in front of us. And he's driving right the fuck away from us. If only my car was performing like his. Well, the good news is we've gotten away from Magnussen, so he's not hanging on to our DRS anymore. It's like we're catching the other AlphaTauri, Sergio Perez. So that's cool. Out here racing with cars that we are so much better on performance than. But, I just want to bitch today. That's all it is. I'm just gonna bitch. Ooh, hello. Lewis Hamilton is out of the session. Oh, baby. There's some spicy news. That's a free spot for us. Lewis Hamilton's been absolutely terrible this entire, like, playthrough. No safety car, though. He's just chilling on the side of the track, but no safety car. What do I have to do to get a safety car in this damn series? Jeez. All right, George, I'm so sick of looking at your butt cheeks, dude. Here we go. That's a quality pass right there. Now to deal with these two idiots. Ooh. Oh, right into him. Let's go. Block. Ooh. Got it done. Well, Charles is in 6th. Damn. We can get Perez here for 7th. That's probably going to be it. Now, Perez is driving away from us now. That's not good. Maybe we won't catch him after all.
The car behind is gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
Yeah, I know that, Jeff. Thank you. All right, Kvyat. I'll follow you. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Who invited you, George Russell? I don't think so. Get the hell out of here. Maybe we can catch Perez again following Kvyat around. Just DRS off of him up to Gasly. Or not Gasly. Perez. Gasly's at Ferrari. He's also in 11th, right in this fight as well. So, hello, Gasly. Oh, man. What a race. Sainz out here putting up amazing lap times. Oh, boy. Oh, Sebastian Vettel's out now. Oh, no. And that made me blow the whole fucking chicane. It's so distracting when that thing pops up. I look at it and I fucking lose my damn concentration on where I am on the racetrack. No safety car there either. Now I got to work to get back by these guys. Hamilton out. Vettel out. A lot of failures here in Spain. Sainz again fastest lap. Jesus.
We're trailing our teammate by 15.1 seconds.
Wow, that's a lot to be trailing by. Sainz again fastest lap. Jeez. That's amazing. Lap after lap. Oh, huge lockup for Kvyat. Oh, baby. This is going to get good now. 3 laps to go. We got proper fight for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Norris is here.
2 laps of fuel left.
Oh, my goodness. 2 laps to go here in the Spanish Grand Prix. We're trying to eke out everything we can, see if we can't get up to 7th. Another huge lockup from Kvyat. That's 2 laps in a row going into one. He's had a huge lockup. Bottas fastest lap now. Last lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
Let's see what we can get here. Oh, here we go. Russell and Kvyat fighting.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
That's physical. I don't care. Last lap. Bottas wins. I'm throwing haymakers back here for 7th. This thing don't turn too good with that wing damage. All right. Well, it wasn't pretty. It'll be 8th place. Jesus. What a fight. I mean, I guess from last to 8th, I can't feel too bad about that, but God, that is a frustrating race. Driver of the day. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Another Spanish Grand Prix is over. And what a special race it was.
I don't know if it was a special race. I mean,
Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to
it was a
achieve
race, but
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their
yeah.
heads when everyone around them was losing their
I just threw it in there. You know, they were side by side, and I just threw it in there.
to stay out of trouble.
Hit Kvyat,
I could see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the
damaged the front wing, and
a real team victory today.
tried to keep pushing it,
Everybody
but
played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
yeah, congrats, Bottas. Who's that? Ocon and Sainz on the podium there? Wow. What a strange race. Valtteri Bottas gets the win and the fastest lap. Max points day for him. Ocon, Sainz 2nd and 3rd. Charles gets 4th. Looks like he was about 3.5 seconds off of Sainz, so that's disappointing. Giovinazzi 5th. Perez, Russell, we get 8th. Kvyat, Norris round out the top 10. Gasly, Magnussen, Latifi, Ricciardo with a terrible run. From 7th on the grid down to 14th. Good Lord. Verstappen, awful. Albon, awful. All these 2-stop guys got caught behind the 1-stoppers, Latifi, Magnussen, and just could not get past them. Again, another thing to add to the list for fixes for next year's game, AI. Aggression, passing, all that. Please. There's no reason that Ricciardo, Verstappen, Albon on a 2-stop strategy should not be able to get around Latifi and Magnussen. Come on. Stroll gets 17th, Nick in 18th. Grosjean, Matsushita, the last car running. 2 DNFs, Vettel and Hamilton. Big ones there for sure, but what a fight between us, the AlphaTauris, and George Russell. We were up George Russell's ass all day long. And, yeah, I threw it in there. Hit Kvyat, which I wish I hadn't because it really ruined my front wing. We could have finished 7th. 2 points difference between 7th and 8th, whatever. But coming from last on the grid up to 8th feels good on the 1-stop. I just don't understand why the AI inconsistency has to exist. I'll die on that hill, especially in this race. I will die on that hill.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Claire.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Swearing a lot. That's for sure. I don't know. Aero package.
Would you say that your rival is still on your level?
Still on my level? Well, considering he and his Red Bull teammate couldn't pass Latifi to gain any positions, I would say not. But I have a lot of respect for them. They really pushed me. I'll be nice.
You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day?
Not your day? Shut up, Claire. Do you realize I started last? God. Today was Charles' day. They managed to get more out of the car.
Appreciate your time.
I bet you do. Well, we will win. Yeah, we will win our rivalry against Albon. 3-3 push, but we get to 32. So we win the rivalry. Sorry, Alexander. Maybe next time. Nice little claim boost here. Charles, way to get 4th. I know it's not quite how you wanted to follow up a win, but we're going to get shit on for money here. Yikes. Damn. Tough weekend all around. And 10K damage deduction. A little salt in the wound. Thank you. Oof. That hurts. Well, that was not a very ideal Grand Prix for us whatsoever. We don't get up on the podium for Charles. We start in the back, drive our way up to 8th. We had a hell of a fight with cars that we should not be struggling to fight with, but big picture, it was fun to have a proper battle with cars and not just blow past them. Really had to earn our passes today, except on the last lap where I just went full NASCAR on them and whoops. But I didn't, I didn't gain anything out of it really because we still lost that spot to Russell at the end because I broke my front wing. So, I took a big shot, got aggressive, didn't pan out, and we were squabbling over the the lower end of the points table. But in a sense, it was fun because it was challenging. But in the other sense, it was really frustrating because we weren't fighting the cars that we should have been fighting, at least according to the performance index. But, you know, it is what it is. That's racing. Sometimes it'll prop you up, like when you finish 1-2 in the Dutch Grand Prix, and sometimes it'll kick you right in the crotch, like it did today in Spain. But we'll move on to Monaco. Oh, boy, Monaco's up next. We got 2 big aero updates coming. Hopefully they come in without a problem. That'll be really helpful for us to get through Monaco without an issue. But, yeah, I'm sure Charles isn't too happy. I know I'm not happy. The whole team's pissed off, all right? That's all there is to it. The whole team's pissed off. We'll work on it. We'll get her better and hope for better days ahead at Monaco. But that'll do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a thumbs up and a comment down below. Give me your thoughts on today's Spanish Grand Prix. What'd you make of it? What do you think of coming from the back and battling with these cars that we really should be driving away from? And the AI inconsistency. That's my big question to you. What do you think about the AI inconsistency in difficulty? It just doesn't make sense, and Spain was really a fine example of how it can be really, really skewed and not in our favor. But you know what? All we can do is all we can do, and we'll push on to Monaco. Oh, boy. Last season, in Season 1, Monaco was very, very tough. And but we got a better car. We got a better teammate. We're going to hope for better results as well. We'll just have to find out next time out. So, I look forward to seeing you then. As always, be good and be good to each other. We will see you in the next episode.